Hello everybody, my name is Felix D. Marvin and I'm going to present Fluid Mechanics Lab 1 which is about hydrostatic pressure. What is hydrostatic pressure? Hydrostatic pressure is the pressure that is exerted by a fluid at equilibrium at a given point inside the fluid because of the power of gravity. Hydrostatic pressure increases in proportion to depth measured from the surface because of the increasing weight of fluid exerting downward force from above. Below is the hydrostatic pressure equation, which is P equals to rho gh. P stands for pressure, rho is the density of liquid, g is gravity, h which can also known as d, which is the height or depth of the liquid. Objective of this experiment to test the theory of hydrostatics for force and pressure center on a submerged plane surface, to decide the variability of measurements that appear to explain the inaccuracy in predicting the center of pressure by using the equation derived from hydrostatic theory. Methodology apparatus. Toroid device. The device consisted of a level, balance and weight angle. The balance was made up of a toroid, which was balanced with a face of toroid vertical with zero presence of water and an area of mass to counter the moment that caused by hydrostatic force on the vertical face of toroid. Precision depth measuring device. Device that used to take measurements of the depth of water. Next, we will see about the procedure part. Begin the experiment by emptying the tank. The balance arm will be calibrated so that the balance arm was horizontal. Water is added into the tank so that the water level will be even to the top edge of the toroid. Next, mass will be added to the balance to level the system again. The level of water must be recorded. This level was set to a specific height so that all other measurements will relate to this first measurement. Then choose an amount of mass to remove from the balance and remove it. Then level the system by removing water from the system. This step will be repeated for the rest of the data points and the readings will be recorded. Lastly, release the water valve, remove the weights and clean up the experimental area. Next, we will be seeing experimental setup. There is two diagrams, the top and the bottom. Top is the label diagram and bottom is the sketch diagram. These are the results taken from the measured data and the calculated data from the experiment and is recorded inside. From the data obtained, we have to plot a graph which is MF versus MW, and from the graph we can see that two variables will be linearly increasing. And next we will move on to discussion and the possible errors. Discussion. On the circular surface of toroid, there is hydrostatic pressure force acting on it. The equivalent force, which is distributed pressure loading on the surface, will act in the direction perpendicular to the curved surface of toroid. Therefore, the center of pressure will lie on this equivalent force line of action. Moreover, if the resultant force line from the hydrostatic pressure is normal to the surface of toroid, then it is normal to a tangent line at the edge of the circle. Since tangent lines of circle always intersect the radical lines, which extend to the point of tangency at a right angle, thus, the hydrostatic pressure force acting on the curved surface is coincident with the line extending from the hinge to the point where the equivalent hydrostatic pressure force is acting. This concludes the moment arm of hydrostatic pressure force is zero on the curved surface and no moment is generated by pressure force on curved surface. Next, we can see the possible errors in this experiment. One of the possible errors is the inheritance limitation of measuring device. We used, for instance, the leveling bubble is a qualitative measurements of the angle of evaluation relative to the direction of gravity. Therefore, apparatus like ruler will be used to measure the dimension of water level and geometric properties of toroid apparatus. Hence, these errors will cause variation in an unknown direction of either negative or positive, which will be classified as random errors. Lastly, conclusion. In conclusion, the experiment shows that hydrostatic force is resultant force that caused by pressure loading of fluid acting on the submerged surface. That's all from me today, and thank you very much.